Guys, and happy Facebook Friday. Erik Hammond here of the Orange Stack, and guys, today on the show we are traveling. We're on a road trip today, and you get to join us. We're in Barstow, of all places, on our way from San Diego all the way to Park City, Utah. We're going out there for a week with the family, and I got to keep this show running. So today we're going to be talking about overnight successes and what most people look at in a business when they see that overnight success and the instant success that most people see, and they miss the last 20 years of all the growth and hard work and everything that business or that person went through to get to where you see them today. So guys, Barstow is an awesome place. It's super dry, super dusty, lots of trucks going by, and it's not that interesting. There's some land available for sale here if you're interested. Just kind of doing a quick pan here. Like, this is the city, right? Like, maybe you're from here and you've been here before. I don't know. There's just not a lot going on. I don't know. Anyway, it's a good stop of the road. All I know is it's 10 o'clock Pacific time when we do the show live every Friday morning, and had to pull over and do the show. So sorry it's kind of dark here. It's a bright place outside. It's kind of fun because when we started this show, Facebook Friday, about 2 years ago, we're on episode number 105. That basically means we've done 105 episodes every single week for the last 2 years. So when we started this show, we were literally in a beach in Oceanside, which is a town near where I live. And one day I got the great idea, right? Like, I got the bug. I was like, I need to start communicating more on Facebook. I need to start creating more content for our channel. I need to start getting the word out there about what I do and how we help people in this business. And this isn't about a self-promotion to me. It's helping you guys learn more about marketing and about business strategies and about just doing more with your business and what's possible. It's a lot of mindset stuff, so that's what we get into. But we started with this cell phone, the same exact cell phone, my iPhone. I had a tripod, I had some earbuds, and we went live. And the first couple shows were like 10, 15 minutes, and just kind of shared with you what I was working on, what we've been doing, how we've been helping some of our clients. And now the show has morphed into this great platform that we use. We usually do it in front of a green screen. I'd love to like make this my green screen and use that for the show, just because it's like deserty and there's nothing to look at. But anyway, what I guess my point is that after 2 years of doing this, we've now hit nearly 300,000 people who've watched this show. It's a lot of fun. I feel like the content that we share with you guys has been super valuable. It's been fun for me to research the topics and figure out exactly what we're going to say and how we're going to deliver it. It's allowed me to get better at my presentation. Definitely allowed me to get better, more comfortable speaking in front of you guys in a live format, right? Like, no matter what happens here, that little red button up in the corner says that I'm live. So I know that it's going to show up for you guys to see. So we're here. Today we're talking about business, right? And I think the thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is the way that most people perceive businesses, right? Like, you're going to see some big guys who have been doing business. Motorcycle go by. We've been seeing some guys who've been doing businesses for a long time, right? Like, so there's guys like Tony Robbins, who's been doing his thing for 40 years. I think maybe 35 years, somewhere in there. We see guys like Grant Cardone, who've been doing this for 30 plus years. We see guys like Casey Neistat now, who's been doing it, I think, about 15 years. Gary Vee, who's been doing it for 20 years. Like, long time. And I mean, there's big dudes like Warren Buffett who've been doing it forever, right? And all those old time dogs. But the thing that I guess I want you to think about is where you see them now, right? Like, people have known about Tony Robbins for a long time. They've known about Grant Cardone for probably the last maybe decade. He's been really big. But what about the previous years before that? Like, you didn't see them going through all the grind and all the hustle and all the experiences to get to this one point, right? Like, Tony Robbins releases a documentary, it goes viral, like tons of people start coming to his Business Mastery and Date with Destiny and all these things. His UPW classes are just amazing. He's doing more than he's ever done ever, right? And then you look at like Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, I think he's like 55 or so. I can't remember exactly how old he is, but he started a long time ago in sales. He was a motivational speaker for a while. He was coaching people. He was doing his thing. Nobody paid attention for the first whole lot of years. It took a long time for him to get any credit. Same with Gary Vee, right? So Gary Vee's been doing this now for 15 years, maybe 20 years. He started with a little wine show back in New York, something similar to this, where just a few people would watch him. He would talk about different types of wine. He would recommend different things. Then he started getting into more social media and marketing and helping people progress that way. And now he'll throw out a video that gets 100,000 views the first day, right? Like, he's had hundreds of millions of views on his YouTube channel. Just a huge, huge influencer. And I think that it's so easy to look at these guys and say, oh, they were an overnight success. And that's not the case at all, right? Like, they didn't just start yesterday. They didn't wake up today and be like, oh, let's start a YouTube channel and get hundreds of millions of views. No, it took them forever, and they had to start small, and they were probably filming it on the side of truck stops like this when nobody was paying attention. And I think the thing for you guys to realize is that you might be bigger than just brand new. You know, if you're in business for a couple of years, you might have a few clients, you might have sold a few houses, you might be working with a few people, you might be an influencer of your own ability. And you're still thinking, you know what, I'm still super small, like I'm still struggling with this, and I'm still struggling with trying to get a presence and an online reputation that people know about. This is probably the worst place to film this show because the trucks keep just driving by one after another. But I guess for you guys, what I want you to focus on is that it takes time, right? You can receive those results and you can achieve the things that you're looking for. It just takes time. So the things that I want to go through today are patience, right? Patience is number one. Don't think that overnight success comes. It's a 20-year process, at least. Right, so I've been self-employed now for about 10 years. I really didn't care about building my brand or my business or anything like that for the first couple of years because I was just trying to figure things out, right? Like, put my head down, go after it, make some money. We started in the house flipping business, and I was just like, look, I gotta like put off all these other things and just focus on making money. And then later, people started coming up and talking to me and asking me for advice, and as we've progressed more and more and more, like, I'm starting to figure out my word and what I'm doing exactly. And so I think, you know, again, for you guys, what some of the things that I tell my clients to focus on is try to create a brand around your name, around your business, and about what you do. Because you might not be in this industry forever, right? Like, if you're selling homes right now, real estate may change. There may not always be a real estate agent, but you still need to have an income and you still need to make money, and your personal brand still needs to matter. And so focus on building a brand around you and about what it is that you do and who you are. If you are a chiropractor, or you sell cars, or you are a health coach, or you're in finance or something else, right? Like, there's going to be a point in time where maybe you're not doing your business and your trade and what it is that you've been focused on these last bunch of years. So focus on having a brand. I think when people fail at this business or fail at the concept of what an overnight success is, they lose their patience, right? So a lot of guys will find, and I don't want to classify as just men, but people, right? Females, men, whatever, guys, we'll call them guys. I think a lot of guys will come into their industry, they will make a bunch of money their first couple years, right? Like, I've known real estate agents who their first year make $100,000, their second year they make $150,000 or $200,000, and they keep progressing from there. But then the money starts coming out, right? They start buying bigger houses, they start buying fancier cars, they start buying watches. I don't even have a watch on today. They start spending money on things, dumb stuff, right? Just dumb stuff, and they think that they made it. When in reality, they're just living off a check, right? They don't have passive income. They don't have a big fat bankroll that's going to support them. They can't quit work today and have something keep them going. They just have some instant success, and that could all be taken away tomorrow. But at the end of it, 2-3 years goes by, economy might change, something might happen, the job that they were in or the process of doing it that way maybe doesn't work out. I've seen plenty of people make $250,000 for year after year after year, and then one day it's all gone and things change. You've got to be prepared for these shifts. You got to be prepared for that change. And the ability to have, I guess you could call it that overnight success, maybe call it a year overnight success. They had something happen really quick to them. They were able to make some great money, but then it was all taken away. The ability to sustain something for a decade or 2 decades or 3 decades and still be able to come out on top after a recession is incredible. It was fun to see back in 2009, 2010, after the economy crashed, the phoenixes, right, that came out of the rubble of everything that had happened, right? The people that waded their way through it, that came out on top and then just accelerated. Those are the people that are fun to follow. And again, they didn't start in 2009. They didn't start in 2010. That's when I started getting into business in 2009. And I was just getting my foot in the door. I didn't take off like these guys did. But the guys who had been around since the early 2000s or the late 90s, they'd been through a recession or two already. And then they came through 2009 and they just took off because they had the resources, they had the cash, everything was on sale, right? Everything was pennies on the dollar for sale. And so they were able to invest in all these resources that nobody else was because they had cash and they had capital and they had the ability to do that, and they saw the potential what was coming. And so as you go through another recession or as you go through another economy meltdown, have that liquidity, have that cash, and be able to bounce right out of it. And then you can invest in the things that most people won't. Because if you've got that stockpile of cash, and most people are living check to check to check, right? The guys who made $250,000 a year and spent $280 of it on clothes and cars and houses and all that kind of dumb stuff, when the recession hits and they have no income, they're going to be doing whatever they can just to get by and just to feed their family. And so as they just barely get by, the people with cash can now go buy more real estate. They can go buy these businesses that are going out of business, right? Like I hear Gary Vee talking about the next economy meltdown, and he's talking about buying companies like Captain Crunch, or buying companies like K-Swiss, or buying companies like, I don't know, all these small companies that might have gone out of business, right? And so he's going to that point of saying when the recession comes and the economy changes, he's going to be there to swoop in and pick these things up for pennies on the dollar. And it's just an incredible opportunity. And I don't know what they're going to be worth. Like I have no idea what K-Swiss is worth now and what it could be worth in the future. But just think about that. Like if you had $100,000, $1 million, and when the economy goes through and you were able to survive, and then everybody's like, fire sale, fire sale, fire sale, you're able to come in and swoop in and take advantage of that opportunity. That's when you win. The problem is now I see so many people who are like, hey, I'm ready to finally buy my house. I'm like, it's 2019. Like you guys are way overpaying, right? Or they're saying, you know what, I have some extra cash. Like I want to think about buying another business, or of my first business. I'm like, you guys are buying it right here at the top of the market. It's the wrong time to do it. You should have been buying it back in 2010 or 11 when things were still super cheap. So be patient. So back to the overnight success topic. Number one, be patient, right? Like when you start making money, set that stuff aside. Just sit on your money. Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. Start stockpiling cash like you've never done before. Just sit on it. Be patient. Don't spend the money that you're getting. Live as frugally as you can. Gary Vee talks about the things that you buy on this life are going to hold you back. So let's say you got to make your first $100,000 and you go buy the Rolex or whatever that watch is that you have to have, and you go spend $10,000 on it. And I'm a car guy, so I love cars, so it's hard not to think about this, but right, like you go make your $100,000 and you drop 60 of it on a new Tesla or some fancy Porsche or something that you have to have. Like I would justify that in a second because I love cars, but it's the wrong move, right? If you put that money into your pocket and you go spend it on something that you have, you just lost. Like go live as frugally as you can. Go spend as little bit of money as you possibly can on the things in life that you need, right? Like go get 6 roommates, go live with mom, go eat top ramen every night, go drive that 20-year-old car, just so that you can keep stockpiling that cash, because when the rainy days come and the economy goes down, there's going to be an opportunity for you to come in, buy these businesses that are going out, go buy real estate, again, at pennies on the dollar. It's amazing how many homes around my area were 60% of what they're worth now just 10 years ago. Or 9 years ago, I guess. So be patient. Don't spend money on dumb things. Save it for the times when you can spend this money, when everything's on sale. The other thing that I would suggest is that you learn as much as you can. You develop your talent as much as you can, and you keep going at it. I've seen so many people who, year 2, year 3, year 4, they're like, it's not working. I'm not viral yet. I'm not getting the followers that I want. I'm not being able to see the successes that I want. Like, again, do you think that Gary Vee gave up after the 5th video when he only had a few people watching? He told me that the first 100 videos that he made for Wine Library TV, nobody watched. And I'm guessing maybe he had 100 or 500 views or something like that, but technically nobody. When now he uploads a video, and he'll get a million views on one video. So be patient. Right now, like I'm looking at the live screen, I've had a few people tick on and off here, but right now no one's watching. I'm still going. I'm still delivering value for you guys. And I want you to understand that I'm always going to be here to deliver value for you guys. Whether you're here or not, this is for me, this is for you. I want you guys to benefit from this. I want you guys to learn from this. I'm going to get to show 1,000 one day and 2,000 one day, and I'm going to keep delivering content for you guys. And I want you to have that same attitude. Even if no one's there, even if no one's showing up, even if no one's watching, keep doing it. Keep creating content. Keep building your brand. You got to keep making money, keep doing your thing, but figure out how to build your brand as much as possible, how to create that content, keep distributing stuff, and someday somebody will find you, and you're just going to take off from there. So be patient. Overnight success is a long ways away. It's never overnight, right? I think that when you get to your late 30s, 40s, you start to realize that it's not an overnight success. I'm just about to turn 40. And I remember being at 25 and just thinking, man, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be a millionaire, right? I'm going to be one of those like 30 under 30 people. Hopefully $30 million under the age of 30. But it didn't happen. I didn't make $1 million when I was 30. It's okay. I know that every year I'm better than I was before, and I'm patient. I'm super patient. Like I'm willing to wait forever. The thing about this for me is that I enjoy the journey way more than getting there. It's just like this road trip. Like I know where I'm going. I know that we're going to be there tonight. It's a 12-hour drive, but I love this. Like I love the road trip part of it. I love the experiences, seeing cars, seeing people, stopping at these random stops, going out to eat at these places. Just that's the experience for me, and that's what I enjoy. So enjoy the journey. more than the ability to get there. Because once you get there, then what? Like, what are you going to do when you get all your money and you're going to spend it, right? Drive that Lambo? I don't know. So enjoy that journey, enjoy being there, enjoy the experience of getting there, and be patient along the way. It may take you 20, 30 years, but what's the rush? Like, what are you going to do when you get there? I see all these things on like Pinterest and Instagram and YouTube, and it's like, look, quit your job, live the laptop lifestyle by the age of 25. It's like, dude, you got like 50 years, 60 years left of your life. Like, you're gonna just be hanging out in the laptop, like on the beach for the next 60 years. Number one, you're probably gonna die of skin cancer. So like, what else are you gonna do? I think like, if you haven't found the thing that you're passionate about and you wanna do for the next 60 years, then that's a whole different story. But don't try to retire in your 20s. What else are you gonna do? So anyway, that's my video today. It's getting super warm out here and it's hard to hear me, so we're gonna wrap it up here. But guys, thanks for following every single week as we do our Facebook Friday show. Again, my name is Erik Hammond of the Orange Stack. We're delivering this content for you. Keep showing up. Monday we're gonna be out at Park City doing our live Q&A. Hopefully we have some awesome internet out there, because usually the internet's terrible out in the mountains, but we're gonna be there. We're gonna be live and answering your guys' questions, so we'll see you on that show. Till then guys, make it a great week. Bye guys.